Want to film a video but you always feel like you freeze up in front of camera? Don't worry. Here's 5 tips for getting comfortable and getting better at talking to camera, from a guy who sees it from both sides of the lens. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? I'm Nick Jones from CMAP Media, and on this channel, my partner Sam and I share marketing tips, strategies, and behind the scenes of our video production company to help you engage your ideal audience to action through effective video marketing. And if you haven't already, subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on all of our videos. The first tip is the most important, but it's also the one that you all assumed I was gonna say. It's practice. Everyone says it, but they say it for a reason. Talking to a camera is not the most natural thing to do, and the more you do it, the better you get. So practice really is going to be the #1 thing that is going to improve the way you talk to camera. As videographers, we often work with clients who have never been on camera before, but we're always able to get a great take from them. And the key is practice. When we're working with someone who has never been on camera before, we often let them get a practice round in. If they have a script, we'll have them read it through one time as a practice and then run it back a second time for the real take. Once they go through it once, the second time around is always smoother. Now, talking to a camera can really feel unnatural and kind of weird. Trust me, I've been there. Sometimes it just feels awkward talking straight to this big hunk of metal. So this second tip is one that helped me a lot. Imagine that you're talking to someone. A trick that I sometimes like to do is to pretend that I'm going to send this video to my best friend. This helps me bring the energy that is needed to keep it engaging, and it makes me feel more confident. This helps get past the fact that you're only talking to a camera if you imagine that this video is actually going to go to someone. Focusing on just one person can really calm your nerves. I send my best friend little videos on my phone all the time, and I know she's not going to make fun of me or make me feel insecure. So think of your one person, and this will help bring the human element back into talking to a camera. Now, tip number 3 is to know the point that you're trying to get across. So as videographers, we do our best to make you look good on camera, but if you don't know what you're supposed to be saying, it will make the process exponentially harder. If you're an industry leader, then you should have no excuse not knowing the information. But if you're speaking on something that you're not necessarily an expert in, that's totally fine, as long as you come prepared. Do your homework. Make sure that you're ready to go come film day so that when you do speak on the subject, it comes out as if you're an expert. Because let's face it, blaming us videographers for you looking bad on camera isn't totally fair when you come unprepared. Tip number 4 is more so if you're filming by yourself, like here on YouTube. It might sound counterintuitive, but if you're using a camera with a flip out screen or filming on the selfie camera on your phone, don't. Flip the screen around so that you cannot see yourself. Now you're probably thinking, what? Like, why would I do that? Well, it's because if you're new to speaking on camera, you're going to be drawn to looking at yourself rather than looking straight into the lens. In reality, the screen is only an inch or so to the side of the lens, right? Now look at the difference. This is me looking straight into the camera lens, and then this is me looking at myself in the camera screen. It may not seem like it's much, but clearly it makes a difference. When people see that you're looking at the screen like this, it looks like you're not making eye contact with them. And this is a critical mistake because you want to feel as personable as possible. So losing that personal touch by not making eye contact is huge. Aside from that, it'll just feel weird and unnatural for the viewer. They'll be like, what are they looking at? And finally, tip number 5 is to be you. Trust me, it's a lot easier to feel awkward when you're putting up a front and trying to be someone you're not. You'll watch yourself back and be like, this is kind of cringy. So if you just be you, have fun, and you're true to yourself, you're going to watch it back, and at least you'll know, hey, I did me, and I was true to myself. Now, before we finish here, I do want to clarify something. A lot of people think, okay, sure, I can be me on camera, but if I do that, I'll be boring. Do not get confused as being yourself as being boring. Let me explain. Oftentimes, when I tell people to relax and be themselves, they generally speak very monotone and talk very calmly. I'm not saying you need to be the most energetic person in the world. Like, if it feels so unnatural to talk with your hands like I do, then by all means, don't. But I want you to get into this mindset with me. When you're on camera, I want you to think about when you're with your friends, having fun, laughing, joking around. That is the mentality, the mindset that you want to bring to camera. Because people are watching you, and you want them to feel like a friend. You want them to connect with you as they watch. Now, obviously, this is so much easier said than done, but I assure you it is possible. You see me on camera right now. 10 years ago, I was the quiet kid in school that never raised my hand, hated being singled out, and dreaded public speaking. So if I can do it, you can too. So there you have it. Those are the 5 tips on how you can become more comfortable on camera. If you're interested in diving deeper into the world of video marketing for your business, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss our next upload. And if you're looking to find a creative team to help you with your video production, consider us here at CMAP Media. All of our information will be in the description below.